Light the mask. I'm in character for this. Oh, let me stretch. Oh, that hurt. Whoop. The mask is not in place anymore. Let me just... Oh, the battery's going out. Let me help and fix... Oh, no, I'm not strong enough. I'll be right there to quickly get... Not too fast, am I? I'm gonna go invisible. Ain't that cool? See, I can do that. No, I don't know. Lasers? Other stuff? I don't know. On the third of you! Bum 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 bum. Off to the little title, Otaku J. That's his jingle. Is the mask still? We'll just, you know, the heck with the mask. But you get the idea. Was The Incredibles 2 as incredible as the first film? But yeah, just got done seeing The Incredibles 2. I will, you know, after 14 years, it kind of lost, like, the excitement and the anticipation and the hype to want to see it. Though it's one of my favorite Pixar films, but actually one of the only ones I still kind of like. Because I've kind of got over Pixar, and the more I watch some of the other ones, I just kind of... They're not that great, especially some of the newer ones. Pew! But Incredibles 2, you know, I still was like, I'm going to see it, but I didn't think I was going to see it at, like, opening, you know, like, week. But the trailers kind of got me the more I watched it, because I'm like, I miss Elastigirl. Damn. So I'm like, I got to see it on the big screen, the booty. So I had to go see it. Plus, you know, again, I'm a fan of the first one. Even though, again, I'm done with superheroes, and it's been 14, I'm kind of done with Pixar in general, and 14 years is kind of like, do I care anymore? Apparently, I still kind of did. And I'm glad I kind of did. Because it was actually pretty good. And then all the stuff there you were thinking where they're going to try and shove, like, some propaganda, feminist bullshit down here. Maybe there was a... You can maybe take it as some propaganda and feminist type of PC stuff. But it was very smidgen, if anything. So, it wasn't as bad as I was figuring. Plus, I was afraid there's going to be too much Jack. Because I wasn't too big a fan of Jack. Still not. But he was still pretty good and cute in this. And I did like all the like many different powers the little bastard had. But, I was thinking, it's like, oh, it's going to be so heavily driven on comedy with the baby, back and forth. Oh, he does this. But thankfully, that wasn't the focus. Thank you for actually focusing on like actual story. But then I would, you know, Brad Bird did such a great job with the original, I figured he would do good with this. 14 years, wow. I mean, and the hype was still there enough for it. I mean, $180 million for its opening frickin' weekend. In comparison, Solo, a Star Wars story, only made $84 million its opening weekend. The biggest sci-fi franchise, if not one of, actually the biggest franchise in general, in history, made a stinker opening weekend. And yet Disney, because Disney didn't, you know, there might have been a little bit of that feminist stuff in there, but I wasn't bothered by it, and it didn't seem like there was that much as like shoving all this propaganda shit they do in the Star Wars. And that's what's the key is, Marvel doesn't do that much of it, neither does the Pixar films. So... 180 million because people were waiting for this, and it was apparently that 14-year wait paid off because 180 freaking million for an animated cartoon opening weekend. That's nuts! Terrible impression of Daggett from Angry Beavers. Fudge! That's a lot of money, and I'm well deserving of it. I'm glad it got over the crap that's so. I mean, that's pretty embarrassing, you know. But again, this, you know, still it's just a 2-movie franchise, and this did exceptionally well. And going into this, I was like, cool, I mean, the CGI is great, the animation is great. Again, I love, as usual, the music that goes with these movies. The first and the original, they kept that kind of like jazzy, old da-da-da-da, ba-da-da. Love that, it just fits so well in the world. And then I like that it started off where it ended. And the idea of this with the illegal superheroes thing again, they're trying to bring them back, and this guy trying to help them was a nice little aspect. And then, of course, you know, Elastigirl, I don't mind it. Even though my favorite character would be Mr. Incredible, because I just thought he was such a really good character. A lot of good development in the first one. I really liked what he went through, and then I liked what he went through in this one, too. The whole family is just great. They're a great cast, great group of characters. Frozone's awesome. I mean, just all, Edna, I mean, they're just all really good. Well-designed outside and inside characters. You know, even like some of the other minor characters have some really good moments and some good development. But I've always liked Mr. Incredible the most, Bob. But I mean, Helen, Elastigirl, Mrs. Incredible, hot. I mean, damn, just the whole facial structure. I mean, she is thick. And that's why I'm like, I had to go see that thickness on the big screen, because I just love me the thick. And she is, I remember from the original, like when she got stuck in the elevator and then the ass is just like, damn, but this one was just like perfect angles and shots everywhere. Just that butt, when she's like walking, the camera's right on. I'm like, good job, guys, focusing on that tushy. And then, of course, the thick thighs. I mean, ass, thighs, the boobs. And again, like the Disney quality, if you watch Frozen, the quality they had there when like Elsa and Anna are breathing, there's movement in the chest and their breasts. You see them actually, like they should be, or when they move, there's jigglage. And they did the same with Miss Incredible. I was like I kept focus. I'm like, oh yeah, there's some jiggling there. And she's breathing, it's very, ooh. But then again, not just that. I mean, again, just the whole outlook of her too. The voice, the way she moves her mouth, but it's kind of like really coincides with the actress that does her, because she kind of does that, which is pretty cool. They all kind of put that in. The dimples. Miss Incredible is hot. So I love the new colors of the suits and everything, and the battles. The Screen Slaver, interesting, cool name. Spoilers for anyone. The biggest downside was the villain was predictable as hell. I knew exactly who the villain was going to be. When he had the guy that was wanting to recruit him and his sister, and how he was like with his dad and like superheroes, and then she was kind of like, I'm like, okay, at first I was like, you know, it's going to be one of those two, because they're I was thinking they're going to plan it just to make it look like, hey, see, superheroes are good, so we're planning the bad guy's fake. But then the more I was like, okay, now I think it's just more of like how that, when that sister was kind of like, towards superheroes, and like kind of sat there, and how her attitude was, I'm like, okay, that's definitely it. It was one of the two, and then like quickly I was like, it's going to be her. And I was right. So it's kind of like, I wasn't like, or like, but it was still pretty good, even with the predictability. And really not that disappointment. There was some good humor, some good story development, some good characters. As usual, I mean, I think the first Incredible was really good. This one was really good, too. Not as good as the first one, I want to say, but I might have to see it again a couple more times to maybe kind of make my decision. But I really enjoyed this film. People in the audience seem to enjoy it, too, and I just can't believe $180 freaking million opening weekend. Again, I love it. I'm hoping, you know, Frozen 2 ends up making something like that because of how popular that thing went, to make $1.275 billion in its run. The sequel has to make, will pretty much match that, but I'm sure we'll make more than that. So this is looking for like a good opening weekend too. But damn, congratulations, Incredibles. You were incredible. Every character, Violet, you know, they all went through that. Dash, they all went, you know, had great screen time, development. Again, a good colorization and style, and everything just melded together perfectly like in the original. In the end, besides like Toy Story and A Bug's Life and The Incredibles, those are like the only ones I really truly still like as to this day. I still think probably, sometimes it's a toss-up between which one I think would be the better one, but I think The Incredibles is probably better than Toy Story, the Toy Story franchise. And who knows, maybe in 14 years we'll get a third. Hopefully not as long. But I know it's smart when they take their time, when they want to make sure it's the right script, the right everything, instead of just jumping into sequelitis, which everyone else does, and then those things always suck. Thank you for taking that time. It was well worth it. You guys all did an amazing job. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Back when the first one came out, like even my dad, he's not too big on like the Pixar movies in general, but he even remembers to this day, like he loved The Incredibles when we went to go see it. And he's seen it a couple more times on television, and he just really liked that. And he's like, oh yeah, well good for it. I'm glad I got that, he told me, because he says he might even want to see this eventually. I was like, alright. In a world full of superheroes, it gets tired, redundant, boring for me, but these ones were great because they're different, and I'm just really pleased with the animation. That's my favorite thing. So it really worked. I just really loved it. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It was memorable. It's still, but at times I still kind of thought it took them 14 years for this, because there's still just a few parts in there, especially like the villain. Like, it took you 14 years for like this, not really a twist or a surprise villain, because I'm sure, come on, everybody had to have known that was coming. Maybe they did it on purpose. I don't know. So yeah, congratulations. Great job, Incredibles 2. I guess in conclusion, what I take out of this is I really would just like Mrs. Incredible's ashes forever on my face. No, seriously. I mean, best part. I mean, I could not keep my eyes off of all that thick. She's awesome. And again, good person inside. So, really, total waifu. Lucky guy, Mr. Incredible. But no, seriously. I mean, there's like, could she like stretch like her ass out? Each cheek? I mean, like, if you came home from a bad day, you're like, huh, and then instead of like embracing it, could she take like one of the cheeks and the other cheeks just kind of there? I mean, I don't know. But again, best part, she's awesome. Always has been, always will be. But then they're all awesome. And again, Mr. Incredible, you were awesome too. I love the whole, like, him trying to help with his daughter with her trouble with boys and all that stuff there. The son with math and work and trying to take care of the child and balancing all that. So it was a nice aspect for him and everyone else. Wonderful screen time, good messages and morals throughout the whole entire thing, which is what we really need nowadays. I want to say maybe an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Where I would give the original Incredibles like a 9, 9.5. This one, like just maybe like a little less than that, like either 8 or 8.5. Still, incredible film. So this film, 8, 8.5. Mrs. Incredible, 10 out of 10 more so. Damn. And the short was interesting. I completely forgot to do shorts before these films. It was interesting to say the least. I haven't liked the Pixar film since Toy Story 3. So thank you, Disney and Pixar, for making me like another one of your movies after 8 years of not. And I can see with Toy Story 4, you're going to make me continue to not like your films. Good job with The Incredibles, though. Make another. Show off more of her. And just keep giving them all the screen time they want. And I would like to see more, honestly, maybe see what happens with Jack. Maybe if he gets a little older. I don't know. We'll see. Keep making them. Keep it happening, guys. Go see it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like everyone has already seen this. It's that good. A little later. Screw it. Wow, that's awfully bright. Awesome shirt though, by the way. Let's fix this. See, Elsa's Loki because Loki's the greatest between the two, and she's obviously the best between the two. She sucks. Good shirt though. They still look pretty good here. But again, this is what animation does so well. Why it works, because it works with the action, and the fantasy, and it works with superheroes and all that kind of stuff more better than realistically. Because animation can do so much more than real life can't, which is why The Incredibles works and all that other stuff works. Yay for animation. Ah, that was not. No, cut.